to air out everything with all the fans and all the trolls and everybody that don't like me and everybody that does like me. Today's your chance to tell me what you don't like about me, why you hate me, and maybe we can clear some errors. Maybe we can clear the air, and maybe resolve some stuff today because I don't know about me, about you guys, but I'm done. I'm done tiring and bantering with you people. We're all good people, right? We're all crazy. We're all insane, right? Hello, Mason. How are you? Today, I'm just coming on to chit chat with all the chatters. I want to get the perspective of what they really feel about me, why some of them hate me so much, why the ones that love me, they love me. But I want to know why we can't put the differences aside. Why can't we do that with everybody? Why do we have to always be hateful towards each other? Why? You think I like bouncing back on people that And I'm not saying I know my faults. I know that I took things out of proportion when people were doing shows on me, and I didn't get a lot of things. But I'm here. I'm here right now to give you guys an opportunity to make peace with me, and let's put all this to bed. If you want to. If you don't, I haven't doxed anybody, Rochi. I haven't doxed anybody. See, that's where you're wrong. You see, but we can air out. You think I dox somebody, but see, I don't dox anybody. I don't call talking to someone privately doxing somebody. They're the ones that dox themselves. Yo, what's up, Bo Beardington? So today, right now, the chat's going to have a chance to air out their grievances, what they dislike about, hate me so much, why they think so bad of me. And then I want to know why the people that do love, what do they love about me? I'm going to be just pro to chat today. We're just going to talk, just normal talk, okay? No bullshit, no stories, no nothing. You can get Bahari's Catalano Con when we love to meet the legend. Okay? Hello, Dabblestorian. Good to see you. Farmer Dabblestorian, an old friend of mine, is here. Good to see you. Spurg is here. Good to see you. So I'm giving everybody an opportunity to all be adult. Clear out this dirty laundry why everybody hates Bo Beardington to 22 months. Thank you, Bo Beardington, for being here for 22 months. Listen, most of you know I'm not a bad person, right? I made a lot of messed up mistakes, a lot of bad choices in my life. We all been down that road, right? All of us. And you sit there and say, anybody in this Dabbleverse, we got no saints in the Dabbleverse, do we? Didn't he get doxed? Jason, which Jason? Jason who? Which Jason? Be more specific. What Jason? So I want to be clear on who you're talking about. What Jason? You talking about JBX? I mean, here's your chance. Here's your chance. You say that you're a reasonable guy and that you're a fair guy. So here we go. Okay? Let's talk. Ask me whatever you want, what's on your mind. Because I've always tried to be truthful answering your questions with you, Rochi. I always try to. Okay? Joey, it's been a long, rough road for the Dabbleverse, but all of us maintain, let's see, Joey, it's been a long, rough road for the Dabbleverse, but all of us have maintained your dignity the entire time. I appreciate that. Do you guys think I'm disingenuous? Do you guys think that I'm a ratchet person? I mean, really? I'm not talking about the trolling part and what I don't get and how you just go with how you work somebody up to get into that full blown because of my content. I get all that now. I do. And you know what? I think I've been pretty good the last few months about being pretty good in the chat. I haven't interacted with you guys in a long time. But I like to interact with you guys and just air out the dirty laundry day. I got a lot of things in the future for my future. You know what? And you can listen. I don't think there's anybody been more transparent about his life of all the wrongdoing he's done than me. You understand? I wish I could cure deafness for my daughter, but see, unfortunately, my daughter's she never grew the nerves that stimulate the cochlear. So there is a guy somewhere in some foreign country that has mastered to regrow the nerves, but it's nothing here in America that has anybody that's got that lung. Do you vape? Do a vape trick help with the stress? Yeah, I tell you what, it does. It's let me. I don't know. Listen, I know a lot of you guys have been ex-addicts. Some of you guys are still addicts. So when you guys come at me and I get so upset and I don't think things through. We know there's a lot of people that do drugs. A lot of people that are just plain nasty. But you know what? You got to give me credit for one thing. For 3 years, I've been trolled by the best. I mean by the best. And they never ran me off. I stood my ground. I kept getting knocked down. I kept getting back up. That's got to speak volumes for my character. Let's see, Joey, you don't. Okay, let's see, Joey, you got down to our level to reach us. I understand you never lost your shine. No, I didn't say that, man. Listen, I've never claimed to be a good podcast. I tried. I'm one guy that's tried every angle of a new show to try to do something right, you know. And you guys know I can talk for hours and hours better than anybody. You know that. I can rattle off and talk. But what I don't understand is, you know, certain trolls, they just keep repeating the same stuff over and over. They keep bringing up old stuff. You know, listen, I was everything most people say. I was a felon. I've went to jail. I've conned. I've schemed. Okay? I've done all that. I've never denied that. I've never denied that with anybody. Never once did I deny that. None of that was true. I've shown my own police records. I've showed everything. I've told everything about my life 100%, mostly the bad. I don't got to sit here and talk about anything good I did, because what's the difference to do that? That don't make sense. I will talk about my bad because I'm accountable for my stuff. I paid everything that I've ever done wrong, I've made amends for it. Whether it was going to jail, doing jail time, whether it was paying back what I had. Why people have that towards me? I don't get it. Okay? When you say I dox somebody, I didn't dox. Listen to me. Just because I talk to someone privately and I talk to him and maybe tell him some things that I know, but that's privately, never out on the internet. And they turn around 5 seconds later and go, I'm putting this on. Why are they doing that? They're doing that for one reason, because they know it's going to get content, and they know they're going to agitate me, and they know they're going to get what they want, but me to be crazy so they can get the content. That's all they do it. So the people that say, listen, in the beginning, I harassed the shit out of fucking Kevin Brennan. I did. I never denied that. But let me tell you something. Whether you guys believe it or not, I injected myself in every argument there ever was on the internet. I came through it. I've been on every major show. And you know something? That Brennan thing, but that was only about the first couple months. After that, they start asking me. Everybody says that Shuli was not my friend. Shuli was my friend. Shuli paid me pretty much on the main appearances that he asked me to come on. He did pay me one day for Point Dabble Point. People say he didn't. He did. He did send me money for that one. But Shuli's took care of me. Brennan is the only guy he's paid me one time. In the beginning, when I was going on regularly with Brennan, he says, I'll pay anybody but Joey C. Me and him had a lot of fights. But lately, Brennan has really taken up for me, you know. And but I messed up. I went on the show. He was going to pay me. And then he saw me on John's show the next day. And he called me up. He says, have John pay you. Okay? And I sat there, and I could have blew up at him and argued with him. I sat there and I thought about it. I sat there all night and I thought about it. I said, you know what? He did make the statement. If you're gonna do my show and I'm gonna pay you, don't go on certain shows. He has that right to do that. And I'm not saying he has the right to tell you can't do this and can't do that. But on that aspect, when it comes to John or a couple other people that he dislikes a lot, and you go right on the show the next day, which I only went on because it was for political reasons, because John was introducing me to Brian Karam, and I needed to get to know Brian Karam. So that's all. But Kevin didn't care. It doesn't. And he's right. So, you know, I thought about it. I said, you know what? You're right, Kevin. I'm not going to press you no more for the money. I messed up. So Kevin stopped paying me. That's fine. My fault. I take full responsibility for that. But I know now that Brendan sends me links all the time. I got Ray DeVito sends me a link almost every other night. I turn these down. You guys think I'm not a guy that just lives to go on these shows. I've been on every possible show, from the majors to the lowest show, and I've helped every show out that was just starting out, and I helped him out. Look what JBX, when I opened my home to him, brought him over for Thanksgiving, let him sleep on my bed when he was sick. And he comes over here with a plot with Quadfather to get in my computer, to get whatever they think they can get out of my computer, and then he comes in and he does that whole thing, which was all a work because he wanted to make a comeback, and he was going to use me, fighting with me to do it. And that's pretty shitty when me and him, I thought he was my friend. Another guy that he's been in my house many times. So, you know, but what I don't understand is when people push, don't I have the right to push back? I mean, don't we have the right? But the trolls, they just want to do all the pushing, and they want you to leave it under command. And it don't work like that. And Rochi could testify. One thing I think is that he's been trying for 3 years. He ain't ran me off anywhere. But I've never ever said I beat Rochi. I never said none of that. Rochi knows me pretty good. But he also puts a lot of shit, what I say, and he takes it out of content, and he puts his own words in a lot of stuff. And I get why he does that. I get it. And I watched his show for the first time yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Sunday or whatever was on. And I think he does a great show. Rochi's always done good appearances on people's show. But why he hates me so much is beyond me. I don't understand. I've never really physically done nothing to Rochi. He just, one day, a group of guys that he was with, they just hated me. I don't know what it was. Sometimes I come off as an arrogant prick. But you know what? I'm a humble guy. And I know where I come from, and I'll never forget where I come from. And I know if I ever became wealthy, I know the type of person I am. I'll share that wealth with everybody. You know, I said if I ever become a millionaire, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get $50,000 out of the bank, and all $100 bills, I'm going to go pass out $100 bills to all the homeless. That's the type of guy I am. I'll give my last dollar shirt off my back to anybody in the street that's cold. I'll do that. That's me. But yet, some of these ratchet people just keep going and going and going. And it's for what? I've been porn bombed. I don't know how many times they tried to come on and porn bomb me, but they got me. You know, they got me one time. Thank God I wasn't monetized at the time. And we got the video down in time. But I just don't know. I don't know. You know, I think that Lou is getting a big popularity. I'm happy for him. You know, Lou was like the type of guy I don't give a shit about my channel. Now he has 600 subscribers, and he's almost near his hours. Lou's getting excited. Believe it or not, Lou does care. But Lou's got that persona he's got to front on. But that's why I love Lou. And I think Lou and I together are good. The problem is, I can't go deep right now because I don't know whether you guys want to believe it or not. My campaign is not fake. Now listen to me. Let's talk facts. Realistically, I know I'm not going to win the election. I know that. But if I could just get on the ballot, which I plan on doing, and get on the ballot and on election day, my name is right there and they're talking about me. Wouldn't that be some kind that I motivated myself and took myself to do something good? And if anything topic that I want to get covered, or anything that I know is wrong with the government, if that one of those things get picked up and someone puts it in place, that's a victory for me, for all the people. I do care about this country because I love this country. Okay, and I never claimed to be the smartest guy in the world. But you know something? People are tired of the traditional politicians. They don't want that guy no more. They're burned the bridges so many times. People want an ordinary person that has struggled in life to be the president, someone that can relate to them. And that's all that is. Listen, all I want to get is national exposure. That's what I really want. And I want to be there on November 7th, 2000. I want to make it to the end. Because people say I'm never going to do it. But I'm going to do it. Trust me, I'm going to do it. I'm not dumb. I just booked the booth at the State Fair of Florida where I could set up a table and bring whatever I'll need. That's in February of 27. And technically, I have to June of 28 to turn in Florida. Now, I should be done with Florida. I gave myself to March of next year. I do the State Fair. I'm gonna go ahead and whatever I raise the campaign money, and I'm gonna get the booth there. I'm gonna set up tables. I'm gonna have volunteers there helping me, and we're gonna have clipboards, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get 1 million people go through there in 2 weeks. I need 100. I got 10,000. I got four more today just sitting in my house. Four relatives came over today, and I go, "You got a voter's card?" "Yep." "Let me see it." "Sign this petition." I wasn't doing nothing today. I was just talking on doing some videos. Now, I put up some crappy AI videos. I did it. If you go back to Twitter, I put it's a work in progress. And then I showed Lou the program. He couldn't understand either. You create the world, and you tell so I had Lou do it. So Lou, maybe I'm spelling stuff wrong, but I wasn't. So here, you put in the prompts what you want your world to do. And it did the same thing for him. It shows it. Sometimes you'd speak it in another language. Sometimes it was the signs were all messed up. They spelled, but I had no control over that. But I was testing this. But the graphics are really good. So it's a work in progress. So I put them up there, and Lou's like, "You can't be doing that. You can take Lou. I can have a sense of humor too. I still have a show in the Dabbleverse. So I mean, I don't see no harm done. To the brass tacks, it's time to get serious. I'm going to put 150% every day. Okay? I mean, I changed my whole life, whether anybody wants to believe it or not. Okay? Listen to me. Just listen to me, please. And I'll take any question you guys want. I was an addict since I was 18 years old, up until 2021. So in 2021, how old would I have been? I turned 60 and 25. So in 2021, I was 56 years old. So from 18 to 56, right? 28, 38, 48, 58, right? 38 years. So close enough to 40. That I was an addict for every single day of my life and went to work every single day of my life. Never missed a day's work. Never missed a day's work. Loved my job. Didn't make the best money, but I did okay. In 38 years, I was able to shelter my drug use and still maintain my job. Not one time did baseball ever suspect me to be on the drugs. That's how well I played the part. It was hard on sometimes because I started getting, there was times I was whacked out bad, but you know, I've done a lot of wrong in my life, but you know what, something? I don't know any other person that kept getting up as many times as I did and pushed forward to correct myself, you know. And listen to me. I always admit when I did drugs, I liked getting high. I did. I never denied that. But it took over my body. I got to the point where I programmed myself that I needed the drugs to function, and I was wrong about that. You know, I was really wrong about that. You know, I pick up things quick and I try to learn the best I can. You know, and I try to treat everybody fair, but when people are going to attack me, you guys know me. I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to lay down to anybody. I'm not going to be hold to anybody. You know, I've done some shitty things in the chat. I've banned people. I've gone after people, sometimes the wrong people, but I've made amends and apologized that. I've lied in the Dabbleverse. All right, I lied about the coma. I came clean with that, and I gave Base Pill his props on that. I did the right thing. Okay, I did. I've always been accountable. I mean, can you guys name anybody in the Dabbleverse that has been more spoken from his heart with realness than me? I mean, come on. Everybody lies. And I'm a convicted liar, so it makes it easier for you guys to say he's lying about everything. But, you know, it's irritating when you got 4 or 5 people every day, no matter what I say out of his mouth, I'm lying. And that's not true, because generally, I'm not a liar. I don't like to lie. I have. We all have. Not one of you can say that you're 100% never lied. If you're just saying that, then you're just pulling your own dick. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Now, how many of you really think that this is... And where I want to know, a lot of you people say this is a fake campaign and I'm grifting. What am I grifting? I'm running the grassroots. I don't mess with the campaign money. It goes right to the bank. I don't even want to be in charge of it. I didn't get an accountant, but I got someone that's like an accountant at the bank handling had an account. I got $7 I made. People are threatening to call the FBC to have me investigate. What are they going to say when they say $7? What have I embezzled? And you want to know something? I put the $7 in. My own money, because I could put as much money as a candidate. I can't take over a certain amount of money from corporate. I don't even deal with corporate because that's Republicans and that's Democrats. I run a grassroots. Better for a grassroots that I talk to the people. I keep telling my story. My redemption arc story is what I got, my strong point, that's going to keep me on the ballot. You understand? It's what's going to get me on the ballot. People want a good story. They want to know someone that... You think people are going to care? It's like people... Yesterday, someone was calling me, you're nothing but a meth head, drug addict, piece of shit. I was. You're right. You're right. 110% I was. But you're saying that no one can change? Or these people that play like they're goody two-shoes and they're like, you're just a felon, you're a piece of shit. But then you find out the ones that go after you hard and you dig deep enough, and I'm sorry, I like information. I've never really doxed anybody. When I went, he's the one that went in the chat room and told everybody he's talking about me. What do you mean he's talking about you? That's my real name. I didn't say that. He said that. The other idiot the other day. Right away, I'm going to Twitter right now. He's going to go air out his lawn just to sit down and talk with me. Was I being an arrogant asshole to him by throwing names at him? Yes, I was. But I thought he was a man. He would be reasonable and sit down and talk with me. But you know what? Instead, he wanted the content more. So he chases me for my content. He knows that. His lips are right on the head of my dick every day. You understand? And I swim in his head every day. You know what? I'm done with him. Because he's just... When he goes and ever tells me, get into my face, it's just busted balls. I really like you. He's full of shit. Everybody wants to know what happened at Slice Spitters. Well, I'll tell you what. When I got out of the car, Lou saw fire in my eyes. And Lou said, oh, shit. So, Lou, come here, buddy. Come here. And Tio Hanks, Joe, not here. You're a guest of Chad's. Don't do this to Chad. You're going to get Chad bounced from here. You're going to go to jail. Don't do it. So I, out of face, I treated Cupcake like a human being. I even gave him a bumper sticker because I know he wanted one. I talked with him, I took pictures with him, and he's just a dick. But he won't, see, at least I admit what my thought. He won't admit nothing. He'll keep going with the same story. I'm just breaking his balls. No, he's not. He's trying to destroy me. Okay? Just like Rochi has done things to try to destroy me. And really, to be honest with you, I don't know where me and Rochi went wrong. I really don't. I really don't. And if maybe I forgot, but he just preciously won't. He just never gave up. I give Rochi credit. He shows his face, you know, and he's came on my show, and he's told me off a couple times, and but he was always trying to do one goal: get me porn bombed and get me thrown out, because he was hanging with the guys that's what they did for a living. They bragged about how many shows they took down and porn bombed. But I've been in fights with everybody. I've argued with everybody, every chatter, every podcast. I've treated a lot of people good. You know what? Everybody accuses me. I don't borrow money from nobody in the Dabbleverse. I never did. We had a situation with Frickin' Frank where my wife borrowed $40, and when I found out about it, I paid the guy. I made him wait because he got a little stupid with me, but I still paid the man. Lou, Sunday, you two paid us. Before Lou woke up, his money was in his bank account. I don't borrow money, and I pay the people that work with me on my show, fair and square. And I think I'm more than fair with Lou. I treat him, Busted Balls he's partnership 100% equal. He gets everything 50-50. And that's the fact. That's just the facts. Okay? And I think Lou and I are starting to come back. Lou and I were always it was always there, the chemistry. But I think it's even stronger now because we know each other now. We see each other a lot. We're friends. And I think it makes it better. And you know something? And I got some good people in the chat room that have came up and attacked other people in the chat room. And said, you know what you do to him. You know what you do to him, to Joey Cupcake. You ride his coattail. You without him, you know. But he drives all the way to Miami to come out. What was his reason to stop in Tampa when he knows he was going to Las Vegas? Come on, give me a fucking break, man. Just admit you hate my guts, and you're never gonna stop, and that's fine because I don't care no more. I got to move on past that. I got to move on past that. I got to be a better person. Now, I promise you this. There's no grift in my campaign. I've taken this very serious. I've done a lot of work. And I put in the time every day. Every day. I got to get more and more. I drew myself an 8-month plan. Because I figured in 8 months, if I'm not at the level that I should be, then I'm going to have to pull out. But see, I'm not a quitter, so I'm going to make it happen. I think once I get the ballots to Florida, a lot of people are going to change their tune. Because it's a hard state to get. And I understand that independents, they make it hard. They make it impossible. Why? Because they want the two parties to stay. Do you think it's fair in this country that we don't have the three parties? It should be independent, Democrat, and Republican. That's what it was meant to be. But they shut us out. You want to know why they shut us? Not me personally, but I think they're afraid of some of the good independent candidates that ran in the past. They know an independent's not going to bow to nobody. They know an independent's going to stand up for the people, and they're afraid of that. And he's going to expose all the rot that they do. And if you think our government is not, they don't do illegal stuff, then you're very naive. Because let me tell you something. I grew up in a place in Chicago, which was the most corrupt city probably in the world. It still is. Where bribes, you could bribe any judge, you could do anything with money, you get out of anything. Okay? They took envelopes for drugs. The cops in 14th District used to go over on Humboldt Park, and they go on this side of Division Street. You got Division Street, and you got North Avenue. They go on Division Street where Latin Kings were. They bust their corners, get all their guns, put them in the trunk, come over to the disciple side on this side of North Avenue, and they would give the fucking guns and the dope to them and sell it to them because they wanted them to kill each other off. That's how the detectives were. Because here the detectives will say, we made so many arrests and the judges just let them out, or a lawyer gets them off a technicality. That's I'm sorry, that's how the system works. Just because you're arrested for a crime, don't mean you're guilty. Or you got a good lawyer's gonna find a loophole, something they messed up, because the cops always lie. I promise you. They lie, and the worst part is the federal level. The federal level are getting full immunity, and they can lie to make any case. They can they can mislead, they can do whatever they want without no repercussions. Is that fair? That's not fair. Do you guys really think it's fair that your taxpayers' money is the Congress got a slush fund to pay off the women they want to grope or the women they attack, so they don't get criminally charges on them and they don't get out in the public? You think it's fair that we pay it? I'm wrong about that? But everything I say, I got a certain guy in the Dabbleverse, he's going to call me stupid. I'm not stupid. I understand government. I'm a U.S. citizen. I know I want to be free and continue to be free. I know corruption better than a lot of people because I've seen it. I've seen it in my own hands. I've seen it. Okay, so I never came into the Dabbleverse saying I was a fucking virgin or a scout. I never did that. I never came in and said I was just some good. I never portrayed myself to be some good guy. I never said that. I always told my stories from the beginning of my troubles and what I did, and I've always said I'm my own worst nightmare. But some of you people just don't stop. You know, I mean, when I got to ban a whole chat room, that's pretty pathetic. I don't want to ban anybody. That's why I don't even interact with the chat no more. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to do something worthwhile, whether to see how far I can get and help as many people along the way I can. What's so hard about believing that? Because how many of you guys are my age that were horrible at 20? Horrible. Did drugs, you were just jerk-offs, and you evolved, right? You wake up, a man finally wakes up. Could I have been a better father? Yes. Who is it? Hang on, it might be Lou. Hang on. Who is it? I'm streaming live.
What's Lou?
I'm on right there.
On your phone?
Yeah.
Streaming to who?
To an audience.
It's good for fucking you.
What you see what I'm talking about? You see? Now this time, no phone call. Just, I'm in Doc at my buddy's door. Come and see him. I love you, Lou. How are you, buddy? Lou and me, people got to understand one thing. I don't ask Lou, I don't tell Lou to do anything. I don't get mad who he streams with. I don't care. He's his own man. That's all my point is. We don't do that to each other. But no one's going to say that we're not friends and he doesn't, why is it? Because we're friends. We're really good friends. Okay? And that's just a fact. You know, and we're good together. And I think that me and Lou are onto something. You know, Lou's suggested many times, if you want to take your campaign serious, you want to stop for a while, we can stop, buddy. I don't care. But I don't want to do that. I like doing the Bustin' Balls show. I just got to be correct on some of the things I say. I have to. Yes, I understand. But see, in a serious note, if I could just make it to the ballot and stay all the way to election day and see what I accumulate vote, and the whole thing for me is national, to be with the national news. I want to be a level that they're talking about J.D. Vance, and to do that, getting on the ballot as independent and sticking all the way through, I'll be. When they talk about all these politicians, I'll be right up there. And our strongest independent candidate, you know, he's a long shot, but he did the ballot thing. He did it. He did it. He stayed to it. He did it. I understand that you need $12 million to properly do a campaign for any from beginning to end of a presidency. I don't got $12 million. Okay, and I'm not grifting because most of the people, I think there's 400 candidates right now registered as presidential candidates. There's a lot of independents. So in Florida, there's 6 of us in Florida. You can look it up at the Florida election board. They'll give you I think it's 6 or 7 people that are on there. Now most of these people, they just sign up and they drop out. They don't have to. I put the work in. You know, I have a hard time believing if the budget they have for the military. Why do we have homeless vets? I wasn't a veteran. My grandfather was. But I got a lot of friends that were veterans, okay? And why don't we expect them, the military people, to go out and fight for us, but then we shit on them when they come back? Now, I'm not saying all, but some of them don't want help. I get that. But trust me, they do. When you lose a limb or an arm and you get hurt in war, your thinking pattern is different. So you feel like you don't want to be around people. I get that. But we should immediately get those people into the hospital right away and get care for their minds. We're going to have PTSD real bad. Get them the proper doctors, and they all should have a home to go to. They fight for us to save our country. So I'm not wrong for wanting to repitch that. Prison reform. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You guys all said because I'm a criminal. I don't want to let criminals out. Anybody that's a criminal, a hard criminal, murder, rape, trafficking of children, I want to put them behind bars for the rest of their life. I don't want those people to come out. But there are a lot of good people, family people that got caught up in the drug world. Got in a car accident, got strung out on opiates. Doctor cuts them off and they don't understand why. So they wind up going to buy pills on the street. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. I learned one thing, not to take nothing for granted, and anything's possible. But I also know that this is America, and any dream can come true if you work hard enough at it. You guys, I don't want to have tension with you guys. I want our shows to flow good, Art, Mind, Illusion. I want to have good shows every time, and I don't want to have the tension with you guys. Okay? I've done everything in the Dabbleverse. I've fought and argued with everybody. I've helped many shows people that I loved, that I went on and they brought me on. You know, Ray used to lie to me, he used to set me up all the time, but I still go on Ray's show because I like Ray DeVito. Okay? I grift just like the next guy grifts. I mean, let's all get a brass tag. Everybody that has a stream, once they put that ticker across the room, Venmo, you're a grifter. Or you're a grifter. Rochi, look at Rochi, got paid, everything paid expense from his country because they grifted. But I'm the jerk off. Now, to talk about the hurricane thing, my intentions were to leave. I waited too long and I couldn't leave. They wouldn't let us leave. That was my fault. But I figured, damn, I already told them I was leaving or I was gone. I better just stick to it and just stay to that story. You know, I just, it was a wrong decision. I should have came out right away. But the person that gave me the money, he came on in the chat room one day and he told people, I gave him that money to do whatever he wants to do with it, not to get out of town. He made that very clear. And you know what? The people that accuse me, how much money he's given you guys? He's taking care of all you guys, but yet I'm the scumbag. Everybody gets mad because Rocco won't cut me loose. All his fans, they hate me. Rocco's never going to cut me loose because we're friends. And he likes me generally. Okay? He likes to make fun of me. And yes, I get it. A lot of people make the joke about me. But you're wrong about a lot of people that I am good friends with. You know? I get it. But there's nobody that's started more controversy in the Dabbleverse as far as argument than me. It's the truth. I put a lot of time in the Dabbleverse. And you know, when I say I hate the Dabbleverse, I hate what it become. I hate what it's become. I really do. I hate what the Dabbleverse has become. I seriously do. There's a lot of good people in the Dabbleverse, a lot of good shit. You got everybody trying to start a show. Not everybody's meant to do a show. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of great shows that I like. I'm gonna tell you one of the greatest shows I think is gonna be a superstar. NJ Ranger and Flimsy Greenberg. I think he does a hell of a fucking job since day one. And they show it that the fans reciprocate to them. I don't know, Uncle Jack ain't streaming no more regularly, but Jack was just like me. He was just a guy that liked to yell, get confident. Jake Hudson was my very first streaming partner. I don't know if you guys do that. After 2 weeks, Jake threw me to the curb. And I told Jake, you're making a big mistake. Because me and you, we could go to the top, me and you, Jake. We had the backing. We had the people in our corner. And he just didn't want to do it. He thought everybody's lying to Jake, and everybody didn't know me, and they all accused me that I was trying to upstage. I never tried to upstage Jake. I always took second seat. I always made him first seat. And I was always kind to Jake, and I still am kind to Jake. Okay? I am. But Jake has done me wrong many times, but I forgave him. I can show Jake empathy. I'm trying to get Jake. I'm gonna ask Jake to come on tonight. So I was gonna ask him. So Jake, if you're in the chat room, you want to come on tonight at 6:30, but you got to come on camera, and you got to do your walk around and do by the way. Okay? You got to do the walk around the house, and that's what you got to do. And you can tell some stories, and we'll let you have some airtime, Jake. Jake's a hell of an interviewer. I'll tell you that right now. Jake knows how to put a show together. Jake's problem is, Jake's limited to what he can do because he's petrified because Jake is disabled and Jake don't want to hurt what he gets in income. But Jake doesn't realize if he was just tightened up, Jake could make a lot of money doing this. Because Jake has the personality of people like Jake generally. But he pisses everybody off because he shits on them. And you know, and I pissed a lot of people off. But I've apologized to everybody. I don't know how many times over and over. So when and how can we all just agree I made my share of mistakes? But, I mean, in all fairness, if you want to sit down and believe the guys are saying every day I'm about to lie, Lou's told you he's been over and seen me. He knows certain things. Everything that I said, Lou back up except for a couple of things because he ain't talked to the people yet that can back it up. But he's seen everything else. And I told him anytime he wants to talk, he can call my mother on his own. I don't care. Call my family in Chicago. Don't tell you. Generally, I don't lie. I lied to the FEMA. I lied about the coma. Stuff like that. I done some bad work. I did work with Kahuna that backfired. It was all his idea. Yeah, I was a jerk to Kahuna. You know? But you know what? He was a jerk to me, too. He treated me like shit when he came to. I invited. We were going to take all the money in IRL to pay for everything for him. All he had to do was just drive it. I'm not getting a car with you. I'm not sleeping in the same room with you guys. What the fuck, dude? Do I got cooties or something? And he got drunk, you know. And so he pissed me off, man. You know, you shit on me after I try to be good to you. Nah, you don't do that, man. I've been fair with everybody. Never, even Spider. Spider always got his money. I don't got no desire to take money that's not mine. I don't, especially from hardworking people or average people. When I did crimes, it was to hurt corporations and banks and insurance companies. Yeah, maybe I contributed to why some of your people's insurance companies are bad, so you can shame on me. But that's what pleased me. I don't want to hurt the little people. I never went to my mother's house stoned or drunk or high because I respected my mother too much. I never swore her. My father is everything I said he was. My connections are everything I say. My baseball is everything I ever said. That's my life and guts. And then I threw it all away by going to federal prison. But I'll do it again because I love my wife. I do. I mean, I hear Roach sometimes go, that's not true, or this is what you said. And I go, no, that's not what I said. And then when I tell a story a year ago and come back with the same story a year later, it's not a major difference. I forgot something a year ago, maybe something I don't want to tell you, and I saved it to make the story even better when I told it the second time. But it's true. I've done everything I've accomplished. The crazy stuff I've done. Was I a bad drug addict? I think I was. But when I got to the point where it became a disease, I just couldn't. I was bad. I was hurting. I programmed my body. Let me tell you something. 1 year ago, I was 268. I was this close. I was probably gonna be a diabetic. I hate needles. I gotta take 3 shots. I hate needles. I gotta take the testosterone shot. I gotta take the vitamin B shot, and I take my Zepbound. Then I cheated by losing weight. How did I cheat? You know how many American people have went on Zepbound? Because let me tell you, diets don't work. They're all full of shit. Walking by itself is not going to work. Lifting weights by itself is not going to work. You understand? You have to change all your eating habits. You have to cut down on your sugar the older you are. Sodium you got to get rid of. You got to just not eat as much. I blew up because I would sit here arguing with trolls. I'd be up on the internet all night long. And I just eat junk food. Now, I'm not saying I gave up everything 100% because I haven't. But I promise you, up until this morning, I had a little Snicker bar, that little one of the mini ones. I ain't had a candy bar in probably 3 months. I don't drink a lot of milk, but I did have a bowl. I cut out cereal because they say cereal is really not good for you. I try to eat eggs in the mornings. Christina makes me eggs every morning. I could eat pizza. I just don't eat a whole pizza. I'll eat a couple. She brought me a plate yesterday. 4 slices of pizza, 2 breadsticks. And so I go, I can't eat this. Plus, there's too much bread and stuff. I don't want it. So I took 1 piece of pizza. I put the breast back in the refrigerator. And soda, I drink soda. Not like I used to. But I drink a lot of water. I take my medicines. I walk. I get out. I'm active everywhere. The campaign, I enjoy doing it. I'm doing something worthwhile. Whether I win or not, it's fulfilling for me. And I really want to make a difference. I mean, you guys can take the time. Any of you, I'll send you everything that I've written. You get on me about Uncle Bob. You say Uncle Bob. He doesn't do. He just does what I tell him to do. Lou's already backed that up, and then nobody believes Lou. Why would I want to lie about that? Everything that I've lied about, I came clean. And I just think I'm treated unfairly. You know, I don't want to sit there and banter and get for content because I know the game is they're only doing it to work me up for content. You know, like Rochi yesterday getting mad at Echo, trying to tell you if you'd have done it this way. Leave him alone, Rochi. You guys had your moment. He's a good podcaster. He does a good show. I mean, don't just sit there. Don't be a jerk to the guy, man. I mean, the guy did take care of you, man. You know, Rochi. I tried many times to make a peace with you. You just won't do it. You won't do it. I don't know why. Because you know what? If you really hate me that much, I understand. If you truly do. I don't think you do. I think you like to break my chops. I think you like to make fun of me. But I don't think you hate me. I really don't. I don't. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But there's a lot of good guys in here that like me. I can name, let's go through them. We got Bo Beardton. He's been with me. I mean, he did a lot of bantering. And then Dabble Story disappeared for whatever reason. And now he's Farmer Dabble Story. I don't know, is he a farmer? He won't tell me if he's a farmer. But I mean, now he's making his comments at me, and I'm not getting mad at him. I'm respecting what he's saying. But I know I could have been friends with Dabblestorian because the guy did work hard, but he cared about trolling more than he wanted to do to produce or help people with the show. He just wanted to get on shows to hurt the shows, and that's not right. It's not right. He used every step he can. He tried to point Pin John against me, and he knows he did all this. But he didn't anticipate that I would stay and hang in all the way. He thought he would get rid of me. He tried every angle to get rid of me by using other parts. I didn't go nowhere, and I think that was frustrating for him. But I never claimed victory. I said it was just an even draw, because he's a warrior too. You know, but to do that purposely, if you want to troll someone purposely just to really hurt them, that's bad, man. I would never hurt anybody. I just got a copyright strike. Now I don't know if it was the Karmic Joey C video when I was going at Karmic real hard. I don't know if that's the one I was talking about Gilly and I was swearing and talking about his mother. Well, anyhow, it finally came in. They took the video down, but they go, we're not going to give you a strike. We're going to give you a warning, 90-day warning. I had to take some tests this morning, 7, 8 question tests, bullshit tests, and they say it's not going to be a strike. We're going to give you another warning. But I don't know. Because Karmic, as far as I know, I was in his chat room one day. I told him, Carmen, I'm sorry we got this beat. He's Joey. I was going to try to get a hold of you. I'm sorry. He apologized. We were all good. So this must have been before the fact. But maybe it wasn't him. Maybe the algorithm picked it up. I don't know. But it's got mine and his name in it. I don't think he struck my channel, but he could have. And if he did, that's fucked up. So I'm going to send it to Brennan. Because the neutral ground is Brennan will get me and him together. And I'm going to be polite. I'm going to ask him. If he says he didn't do it, I'm going to believe him. It's that simple. You can't afford these problems. Listen to me. I appreciate your concern. But I know how to raise money. Okay? And eventually, when I connect with enough people give money to campaigns. It's open board at the FEC. You could look at anything financially, what each candidate does. And some of those candidates are raising 12, 30. It can be done. You got to connect with the people. YouTube is absolutely doing nothing because the algorithm is always so messed up. And I've been up and down. But I used to draw big numbers. My walk and talks were probably my best thing ever. Okay? And when I got too heavy, I made a lot of promises I was going to do walk and talk. I just couldn't do it. Now, I walk everywhere. Excuse me. I walk everywhere. I do. I like movement in my leg. I mean, everything's functioning in my body 100% good now. My blood work came back outstanding. Outstanding. I lowered my sugar from like 120 to 87. I'm in a normal range. So to do that, I would have been eating a lot of sugar, right? And then every food does have sugar in it, but I'm not self-indulgent. So you see the weight I lost. Everybody's saying I did it the easy way. I cheated. How did I cheat? I still had to eat properly. I still had to train myself to eat better foods. I still had to go out and walk. It just helped accelerate to make it go faster. And it's still not that fast because it's 1 year on now, and I'm going to go another 6 months because I want to be at my weight. But you guys know something. I just don't want to have turmoil. You know, Lou and I want to put out a good show, and I think we do a good show.
We do?
I do.
We do?
Yeah, I do.
We really want to put on a good show?
I know we do.
I don't want to put on a good show.
Yes, you do. Don't front.
I don't like to bring topics to a show.
That's fine. That's fine, though. But
I don't want to give them topics. I don't want to give them anything. They don't deserve shit. No. This fucking Dabbleverse can kiss my ass.
Lou, no. Listen, don't sit there and say.
Where's my boy Bo at? Bo gets anything he wants.
You know, Lou.
Everybody else.
Lou is right to a point, but listen to me. Lou and me are not planners. We're best off.
We don't plan.
We just not. It doesn't work. It always works. When we plan, things fall apart. But when Lou could just. We could watch each other, and Luke could get that. He'll get that feeling for me when he has to go into me.
Yo, I want Jake Hudson on tomorrow. Make it happen, people.
Yeah, we got to get Jake on it. So, you know, Lou, I think Lou is a genius with this. Lou's got. You guys have treated Lou really well. I'm really happy for him. He's got 600 subscribers on his channel. He needs to get out. How many you got?
Almost at like 9 something.
So people have been treating Lou real nice. That's wonderful, and he deserves it. But you know what?
I just got to get those watch hours up.
Got to get those watch hours. Sometimes it's hard. People say the watch hours are easier than this. They're not. They're not. You got to stream a lot to get. Guys that stream every day will get the watch hours. But here's the secret is when you get close, you got to turn everything you got in your house, TVs, laptops, computers, and put on your shows and just play them all through the night. That's what you got to do. That's what everybody does. That they say you got to do. You got to do that.
Yo, tomorrow is going to be an exciting show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I have a 50-50 shot of somebody.
Yeah.
I ain't going to say no names.
I got 50-50 chance of somebody too big.
Well, mine ain't big, but he's still cool.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say, I'll tell you, but if we get this guy, they're going to fucking all go, holy fuck. Huh? Hang on. Hang on. Let me turn the volume off here.
No.
Nick came on 2:30 in the morning, did a great show, and he made a great point, Nick.
I watched most of it. I still got.
I always support Nick. Nick's a great kid. I think he's a great kid.
But yeah, so
you know, I've had a lot of people that have supported me, and let me do a little back talk on why Spielbuck did. Now Spielbuck contradicts himself. The other day he did on stream. I like Joey. Generally, I thought he does have it. He brings something. I guess he just don't want to. But for prior to that month, I'm the biggest scumbag. I'm this and that. Okay, you know what? We're all scumbags. Anybody that's in this Dabbleverse is a scumbag. Point, you're scummy with something. You understand? But
yeah, you're all scumbags.
I've tried to be fair, and I've always tried to just make you guys have some good stories. Some of you guys have liked my story, but Lou,
I hate your story.
Lou thought of some but until we found out they weren't, and Lou said, "Only you could pull it off." Then he knows me. I'm a fucking crazy fuck. And let me tell you something. I should have been dead a long time ago. I never imagined I'd be 60 years old and still alive.
You're about to die.
The type of life I lived, the lifestyle I lived, I should have never made it. And I came to some close calls of death. I OD'd 3 times majorly, that I really don't talk about, that I should have done the last one, but I didn't. God kept me here for a reason. And when I first came out speaking with the politics, I wasn't good, but I'm not doing no different than what the president that's in office does. He's got a teleprompter for everything. Everything he speaks is a teleprompter.
Don't compare yourself to a
I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying. You guys get on me for it. That's how it's done. Now, I don't spell good. I'm sorry. I make no excuses. I didn't like school. Didn't care. I didn't think I was gonna have to. I have not doxed multiple times. You're full of shit.
Who said that?
A Dabblestorian. Okay. Listen to me. I've doxed accidentally a couple times. Like I showed my emails open. I've done that accidentally. I had my phone book open when we were having to take a photo. Not purposely. Now, I don't, when you go to someone privately and you kind of squeeze them, like they say, you're squeezing me, you're trying to, not blackmail. I'm just letting you know, can we just sit down and talk? And then when you turn around and go behind it and you pull everything up and put it to business out there, you're doxed yourself. Okay? Let me tell you something. When people, the way the people have come out to me with the hatred and some of the people, what they've done to my family, if you think they don't deserve to get their fucking ass put on the internet, you're wrong. I mean, Dabblestory, you want to talk about that? What about the fake time you made a fake report on me? First with the Chris Hansen thing, or the one when you duplicated, you fraudulently copied a real police report for the sheriff's department here in Florida and wrote a police report that I was a pedophile. So don't say you haven't done stuff to me. You've done plenty of me. Plenty of stuff to me. You tried to get me off John's by all your bullshit. It didn't work because he knew you were lying. So, I mean, but that's all in the past. And now you came back into my life and you want to put me down, that's fine, it's your choice. But I got no ill will towards you. You're a worthy opponent. I don't think none of us came out winning anything. I think that we both stared like two men were supposed to, and we did it. You held your own, I held my own. Same with Rochi. Okay? I got no beef with Quadfather anymore. I wish him nothing but the best luck. I think he does a great show. I got no beef. I try not to have beef with anybody. Okay? Yeah, I pissed Shuli off, and he pissed me off. And we didn't have words. We just shug it off. I consider him a good friend, and I would do anything for him. You know, I would. He would do anything for me. Rocco, what can I say about Rocco? I got nothing but pure love for the guy. Okay? I really do. He's always, whether it was to troll me or to make fun of me, but he's been deep down sincere in conversations and proved to me he is a friend by some of the things, the gestures he's done. And you know what? I fuck with Rocco. I like the best around with him. But guys, I've tried a lot of stuff. At least I get up and I try every day. I change. You know, I remember one day, B. Dabber and OJ saying, at least he's trying. I mean, it might not be hitting on what he should be hitting, but he gets up and he try. I try. Just like with the campaign. I get up every day and I try. Nobody else is stepping forward to help this country. And this country is broken. I don't care what anybody says. And the two parties have locked the doors out for everybody. The American people, I talk to a lot of people. I watch a lot of shows for politics.
See you later.
Where you going? You going home? Yeah. Well, you fucking kiss my ass.
Yes.
You going home for the day?
Yeah, I'm done for the day.
Be careful.
You be careful. You scream me to a bunch of Mongoloids.
I don't know. I'm just talking. I just want to make some peace.
You're just talking. You're talking.
I want to make peace with these guys. I don't
make peace? No, you don't.
Yeah,
fuck peace.
Yeah, whatever. You see how
make money.
Yeah, whatever. Now, that's the relationship we have. He doesn't have to call me. I expect he comes every. I know what time he's gonna pop up every day. He likes. We have good conversation. We laugh. You know, I put a picture on the wall when he came in the other day. I framed it of him, a shot of him with his tooth, with smiling with his tooth, and I wrote on there, Jesus, you better pay toll with that fucking bridge gap you got, because all the tolls you missed. And he was just laughing his ass off. You know, I'm just happy that Lou is getting. He likes a lot of people in Dabbleverse, but he hates a lot of people in Dabbleverse. But Lou is good at what he does, and I think he knows how to handle me good. He knows how to level me off, and he knows how to get me going. A lot of people do, but I'm not going to feed into that no more. I don't want to be that villain guy where I want to fight with everybody. I want to produce a good show. I want to put out a good show. I want Lou and I to just keep at it, and we're not gonna bounce around on too many things. I've got to be very politically correct how I do with the shows, busting balls right now, but I will keep them on. I know my chances as a politician, so you don't have to keep reminding me. You don't. But let me tell you something. I know one thing, the American people, most of them, I think it's 55 or 60% of America has already said they don't want the same type of president they've had the last 50 years. They don't. They're done with it. You know how many people are not going to turn out to vote because they don't want to vote for the people? They wish that someone would come along that will just try to help the things that be. We got Calverton. He told me a lot of things that we got to focus. We got food stamp program. We got you got the Medicaid program. You got the health care. We should have universal health care. I would fight for that. I understand. I can't make the decision to just say it's going to be done. It's got to go through Congress and say, I understand all that process. But what makes you think that with the right reasoning and approaching them the right way with the staff, if I made it, I'm going to surround myself with the best lawyers and the best staff in the White House so I can learn from them. You're only as good as the company you keep. You're only as good as the workers you hire. You got to be able to dive in and do whatever you ask them to do. You got to be able to do better. And that's how I've always lived my life. Yes, I've been ratchet, yes. So I've had enough talk. Listen, you guys want to ask questions? I'll take whatever questions you want, and then I'm going to get out of here. You doxed me. I did, Mason. But I didn't dox you. I didn't. But you're right. I did. But I didn't dox you. Blah, 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 blah. I played a little skit with it, where you knew right away. And again, you opened your mouth too, but I'll give you that, Mason. Because Mason, generally since day one, me and you were pretty close. And I like you. I do. I always have. And I'm very sorry for ever fighting with you. I know you don't understand that. The other day you said, come on, we're best friends. Yeah, I know. We are. But you were there for me when I needed you to get melted. And yes, I fucked up. A lot of good people came at me. How could you shake the hand of that fucking slob, what he did to your daughter? Because me and my wife just wanted peace. The thing with the urn, that was all a lie. I still have the emails that Melton said what he said to us. He lied so many times about me. That's why I used to call him when he was drunk on Fridays and fucking show up. Okay? He's made so much shit up, he twisted everything. Okay? He did. We never asked Melton for anything. When he was on a show one day, and I remember a couple times I clipped it and I showed it to him, and I proved him wrong. I got everything I got. I just, you know what? I'm not about this. I'm just not about. Two wrongs don't make a right. And I don't need to prove nothing. I don't need to prove anything in the devil. No matter what you people think, I will always be a key player in the Dabbleverse. I always have been, always will be. That's just a fact. Just a fact. Do I care? Am I humble about it? Yes. What is it going to get me? It's not going to get me nothing. But to be nice that it's long gone 30 years from now, and I believe strong in my heart that they will talk about the Dabbleverse. Some kid growing up right now, their parents are in the Dabbleverse, is going to get to notice Dabbleverse, and they're going to become a historian down the road when they're older, and they're going to talk about the times that they had with their mother and father when they used to watch Tukey and stuff, or whatever. And they're going to talk about the Dabbleverse. And let me tell you something. All I did was because I get tired of listening to it from a certain person, I put in AI, I said, listen, can you answer me one question truthfully, 100% with transparency, and I want you to dig everything that's being said about me, and then you make a decision. Am I irrelevant in the Dabbleverse? Did I contribute something, or am I just nothing that'll be forgotten? And you know what, something? I had to know because, let me tell you something. We all have feelings. And yeah, I sometimes I get my feelings hurt. I do. Because you want to know something? Because the things that I know that I'm telling that are right, why does he have to pick up everything? Why? Why did he do that? You know, the other thing is, the only reason he asked Lou to come over there was one reason and one reason only. He could deny it all he wants, and he will. Hey, Clay Dabbler, my very good friend Clay Dabbler. I brought the Clay Joey C to life in a video. He's alive right now. He did a video. He did a speech, campaign speech. That was Clay Dabbler. Joey Clay, that's alive on the video, is complimentaries done by Clay Dabbler, who's an outstanding friend and an outstanding clay. He does clay sculptures, and he was one guy that wished that me and John stayed together. And he's the one guy that knew, and I got kudos to him, props to him, how he handled John and really stuck it out. Peace, John's friend. John didn't have a lot of friends, but most of the time I was sincere with John. I generally liked John. I didn't like him trying to make me try to worship him. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't lick his ass. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. But I don't hate the guy. I wouldn't turn him down for a meal. I wouldn't turn him down for a place to stay if he needed it. I wouldn't do that to him. And I understand the Dabbleverse hates him, but I can't hate him because I had some good times with him. I can't. I don't want to hate nobody. It's like with the Bobby Nix thing and everybody. Just because you guys are hate Bobby, I'm not going to stop talking to Bobby Nix. That's my friend. I'm not going to stop talking. You know, Lou and I bantered about Fug Lee. But I did get upset with Red Fug Lee because I think he pushed a little bit. But me and him are cool now. He knows deep down that I said some hurtful things. But he can't. When you go there, come on, look what you did. Look at the things you were doing, how hard you worked to troll them. Come on, don't get sensitive. People tell me you're too sensitive for this, just to get out of the Dabbleverse. Maybe I was too sensitive. But I'm not a dumb person. I might not be book smart, but I play a role. I do. I can read pretty good. You guys heard me read. Some words I have difficulty. I can spell most words. Here's my problem. This is what I do. Type, right? Here, example, I'll type. And I'll go, okay. And I do one finger. I go, okay, today. Now, I'll go, look at today. Now, I hit the T without it, with the Y's right next to it. My problem is I don't go back and proofread it. I just fire it off, and then I go back and read it. I go, holy fuck, that don't make sense. But it became part of me. Kai was a chatter, like Quad was a chatter in Lou's podcast, and was asked by Kai to host a channel on Joey's channel. He isn't one of you? Wait a second. Kai Procaccio and I are friends. I have the highest regard for Kai Procaccio. Now, Kai, no. Kai was not a fan. Him and Lou did a show. They did a regular show. Kai had started watching me and knew I was in baseball, and he asked Lou, I want to bring this guy up. At the time, Lou didn't like bringing guests on. They were doing some crazy stuff together. They were doing an early afternoon show. But Kai originally started with them in the old days with Jim Grindle and Luke Devine and a couple other guys and Lou. Lou's been around a long time. And Kai was part of that. All came with fight with those guys off of that. Then Kai saw me, him and Luke got together and they were doing a show. And it was pretty funny. Kai wanted to bring me on and Lou was against it. That's when Lou didn't show his face and Kai never showed his face. Lou never small. And when Lou saw the knowledge of baseball I had, he took an interest in me. So finally, after doing a couple appearances on Kai and Lou's show, I approached them. I wanted to put together a good team of people to do shows on my channel. I asked Kai, listen to me. You guys don't have to pay me nothing. Come over, you and Lou. When I get monetized, you guys can enjoy that. And if we all do streams together, I'm going to divide the money up evenly. I'm not going to keep the money. The only thing that I told them that they're not privileged to, but if we make good at it, and I did do that. I took care of them. When we were holding 1,100 memberships, I gave everybody good taste of that. Good taste of the. But generally, that belongs to the channel, the memberships. But I'm not greedy. I'm not. I pay Lou 50%. Who pays anybody 50% of Dabbleverse? So I'm more than fair. I am. Always have been. I paid guests when I could. When people have done stuff for me, I sent them a couple of dollars. No, here you go. Baseball done some work for me. I paid him. Luke did the clown show. Didn't ask me for nothing. I sent him money. Not all the time, but I sent him something. That's just the type how I appreciate people. Okay? Everybody wants to say I'm in a poorhouse. I'm not that poor, but I'm not rich. I get a good enough money during the month, plus what I hustle during the week, and legitimate stuff that I do, and I make a buck here, buck there, just keep a couple bucks in my pocket. So we're okay. We can afford our bills. Okay, there's enough income to sustain that we can afford our bills. You understand? Now I know people hate when I fucking do this, right? But listen to me. I've been mostly truthful to most of you guys, and if anybody I did accidentally dox, but I think I think I started to, but then I went to them, and I think everybody wound up doxing themselves, and then once it was out, they blamed me, which is fine. I don't blame me all you want. I don't care. I never cared about that. Again, with the hurricane thing, I left too late. That was on me, and I tried to cover it up. Yes, the coma thing. I was in the hospital for heart failure. I never went to a coma. I told everybody that, and I told baseball that, and he thanked me for being honest. Finally, my son Dominic. There was something that came out because his wife wasn't his wife, but at the time was his girlfriend. She was having problems, and she was pissed off at Dominic. She said a bunch of bad things. She was saying it to her own grandmother and her mother online. Her brother, she was tearing up. Okay, but my brother stuck it out because he loved her. My son's got a big promotion, and he got married to. And she's my daughter-in-law, and she's quite a bit older than Dominic. Dominic's only 34, and I believe she's in her late 40s. And she I know they love each other. And Dominic's a stepfather. She's got a son who's not adjusting well to having not his father there, which that's normal for any kid. But at least he's got somebody there. They gotta love him, Heather. Now everybody wants to get the stab you see. Let me tell you something. That's the pride of my life. Always has been. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if I can do it. Heather sent me probably the most best Father's Day card I ever got in my life. The best. And I've got a lot of good ones. My wife gives me a lot of good cards. My wife don't miss a beat with cards for every occasion, even just no occasion. But this one hit home. It hit home. You people go things that I got a guy on the Twitter saying that I raped my daughters and I killed one of them. What sick person would think that? I would never harm a kid. And I would never feed my kids drugs. And I was a pretty good dad. I could have been better. You know why I could have been better? Because I took care of what I needed to, but I blew all the extra money on my selfishness of doing drugs. I could have took that money and put it in the bank and have a future for them and me. But I did okay. I worked every day. I paid my taxes for 30-something years, and I paid in this disability insurance, which allowed me to go when I had a lot of health problems. A judge declared me permanently disabled. It's over. No one can take my disability from me. And I get regular Social Security in 1 year. So it's, why would you want to take someone? I legitimately had a lot of physical problems. I did. They're getting better, but I couldn't do my job anymore. And here's the other part, why the judge ruled on it. The jobs that I worked in baseball, you never will pick up a newspaper or look at it in a phone book and see you wanted ad for those jobs. Those are juice jobs. Those are jobs you got to know somebody to get into. You're never going to see them in Job Corps. They're not on board. None of them. It's a hero who you know and how you get in. Okay? And I pushed my way at 12 years old to get in that locker room because I wanted that job. I wanted to be bat boy. I did everything I did myself. I didn't get help from people. I didn't. I prefer to do it myself. And you know what? People say I'm a failure. Most of you guys are failures too. Garochi, I don't think you can call yourself not a failure. But you don't see me fucking going on that. The 247 that you think is owed, if I owed it, I would have went to jail. You understand? So you need to do research a little better. Even if you're going to be joking and clowning on me, just stop with the bullshit. I'm not paying for it because I paid everything that I was supposed to. The judge signed on. I got to pay the judge signed on. Paid in full. Case dropped from felonies to misdemeanor. I did my part. They lived up to their part. As far as the federal case, listen, I would have never got indicted if I didn't get aggressive with those two FBI guys. The minute I started trying to fight them and threaten them, I mean, those idiots didn't even have handcuffs. Who shows up at the house knowing that if something goes wrong, he had to go, I got my handcuffs, I left them, so his partner had to give him his handcuff. That's pretty fucking sad. Now, it was the Department of Homeland Security who did the investigation on everybody that did a thing. And Christina, she admitted her wrong. Let me tell you something. Christina got the worst end of everything. She got 30 months. She did 23 of them hard. She did the RDAP program, which changed her whole life. But she got that one phone call on February 2nd or 3rd that devastated her for life. For life. Hang on, someone's knocking. Who is it? Who? Oh, Brandon, my nephew.
Yeah.
What's up, kid? Where did you go? Where'd you go, at the back?
I went at the front.
I didn't even see you go out the front. Jesus. Anyhow, what was I saying? I was talking about, I forgot what I was talking about. Damn it. I've lost my chain of thought here. I lost my chain of thought. No, I know, yeah, Quad and Lou, they got a deep rivalry. I know that Quad don't like Lou, and Lou definitely don't like Quad, Father. And it goes back to those days. Yes, you're right about that. You're 110% right about that. I guess Quad's been around a long time, too. But, you know, I got respect for Quad. I think he does a hell of a show. He really put together a good show. I tell him that all the time. Now, I'm not going to hang out with him. I'm not going to go on a show. But I wish him nothing but the best. He doesn't pretty much talk about me because he doesn't find me interesting. Or he does, but he just won't admit that. I mean, I haven't done great streams. I've done a lot of great streams. Have I been perfect at it? No. Am I a podcaster? A lot of people saw the potential in me. A lot of people have. I can do that. I can sit and talk with anybody. I had some big interviews lined up last year, and these motherfuckers went and because that's what they do. I mean, they get gigs canceled for comedians, but you know what? I love the way he plays, friend, because he is going to be coming soon, but we're not going to announce it, and we're not going to. I don't think we're going to do it live. We're going to do it taping. A producer for it, and we'll tape it, and you guys go watch it. And I don't think it's a good idea because you guys will not show him the respect he deserves, and I'm not going to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. No matter what, he knows my life. He knows what my. So there's nothing you can tell him that he doesn't know. He never wanted me to do this left turn in this Dabbleverse. To support me and and tell all his people. And in a month's time, a month and a half time, I picked up 50 subscribers. And yeah, everybody's right. I got 7,500 subscribers. 6,000 of them are dead. They don't even come and watch me because they came from him. He's got 2 million subscribers and he put out for days after days to go over and support me. So they came over, they subscribe button, never watched me. So yeah, I got 6,000 dead subscribers. Not cheated subscribers, dead subscribers that were. It'd be nice those 6,000 people watching me, but it's not. It's not. It's just 6,000 dead subscribers. Okay? Rochi wanted to come on me about, I gave my wife a channel. I gave them a channel if they were going to do a stream. When they're not going to use it, why would I not take it back? I still have 4 channels. She can have anyone she wants, but she doesn't have no desire to come back. Like I always talk about Christina. So Christina don't pay the price of anything more than anybody. Not only prison, not only had to go out of the halfway house, but she lost the most, the most feared thing that any parent wishes not to lose, her daughter. She got a life sentence. She went into prison and came out with a life sentence because her soul's gone. She has bad days. She just locks herself in a because all she does is think about her daughter. And I don't know. The best thing for me is just be here when she needs me. I don't push it. I can't tell her get over it. That'd be crazy. People tell her, you'll get over it. Time will heal. How is time going to heal a woman that bared a child? She'll never get over it because a piece of her died. And people call her all, and she just rolls with it like better than I did. I used to get crazy. But let me tell you something. You just don't know how wrong they are and what they're doing to a nice woman who really is a nice person. And she'll help anybody. She's way better of a person than me. She's more kinder. She's more patient. She's smarter than me. Educated than me. But I got education in other fields. You know, I know things that I'm good at. I'm good at a lot of things. But I tried the podcast. I felt that when I got left last year, I hit my peak. I don't think I could go. Listen, the Dabbleverse already set how I'm going to be. So I'm not going to peak no more higher. I just want to do a good show and make you guys entertaining. That's all I want to do. Lou and I put together. If I make it to the presidency, which I know I'm a $5 billion in a one shot, but but anything is possible. If I did, I would never steal or cheat the government. I would never embarrass myself. I would never cheat on my wife. I'll be a good president, and I won't make no promises I can't keep. But I will promise this: if I make president, I'll do two things. I'll get up every day and work 18, 20 hours a day in that Oval Office to try to change things to the better. I'll fight every day. I won't give up. Do I know government? I was taught it. I passed the Constitution in 8th grade. Did I care about it? No. Did I forget a lot of it? Yeah. Can I just reopen it up? I got the Constitution. I read a little bit every day. Okay? You know, everybody asks me questions. They always want to try to get me because they think I'm dumb. You know, I'm sitting here looking straight at you. I'm not touching no keyboard. I understand the three branches of government: judicial, executive, legislative. Okay? I understand. I know them. I know that the Bill of Rights were the first 10 amendments, and I'm learning all the amendments. I know the 4th Amendment is seize property. 5th Amendment, you tweet the 5th, don't incriminate yourself. You know, I understand. First Amendment is freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. I understand all that. 27th Amendment or the 25th Amendment, it protects the president. If the president is sick or has to step down, he can step down, point somebody to be president, and can come back at any time he's ready. It's either the 25th or 27th. Prohibition. I think it was number 18 as prohibition, or 17 is the Prohibition Act. The Slavery Act, I'm not sure which one that was. I don't know them all in order, but I'm learning. That's the least part of my problem, because they're not really caring about anybody that strongly knows government that much. They want someone that's going to be a fresh face. And like I said, I'm a 10 million in a one shot. But if I could just sustain and get these ballots and get on the ballot, one, just by doing that, it's going to shut up a lot of people. 2, if I get on the floor, people are going to take me serious. And grassroots campaigns here's the goal, what I was set at. I got 8 months to be in national news. And I got to have $50,000 in my campaign account by the end of February. That's the goal, the challenge I've been given. It can be done. People will give if they believe in you, and if you just talk to them, and you don't make stupid, empty promises and lie to them. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be very transparent in everything I do. I'm done with those. I'm done with the criminal empire love. I'm done with feeling like a piece of shit. You understand? I beat myself every day. Now everybody wants to know my daughter Heather. She put a video up on my Facebook. It's there for the public. Me videotaping her coming out running to my arms, and both of us crying. Do what you want. She put it up there. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know why she did, but she's proud of it. And she gave me the best Father's Day card, and continue to say, not only are you the best father, Dad, I love you, but you're my best friend as always. And that's true. I've always been there. I took her to get her first bra. I did. Dad did. Not her mother. I did. I did. I took her to go get her first box test. I did. It's true. My oldest daughter and I got great. She's in Italy right now. My grandson turned 21 on May 20th, and he's going to study to be a chef. And my half sister's there with her kids, and my half sister graduated to Paul University. Her husband's a big business executive somewhere. I only met her husband one time. I'm the black sheep of the family. I don't get invited to weddings or funerals or none of that from most of my family. I don't, because you know why? Not because of what I was, because they know how opinionated I am. If someone says something stupid to me, relative or no relative, I'm going to be in their face, and I'm going to be calling them out. My grandmother had all her brothers. They all thought they were badasses. All my great uncles. You know, I'm 18, 19, 20 years old. I'm a strong kid. These old men want to come at me at 7 years old. And my grandmother would sick on me because I was all cracked out. And I was in her basement, living in her basement. And she told me, I want you out of my building. I said, go back to your room. I'm not leaving this house. This is just as much as my building is yours. I'm your flesh and blood. Go away. And she told her that. Leave me alone. She hated me. Just the one grandmother I get along with. She hated me with a passion. My sisters love her. They say she's nice. I don't know where she was nice ever. Never to me. She would purposely get my mother to crack me across the face by telling lies to my mother that I was doing something. I was gonna be. She got me cracked in the face by my mother when I was 10 years old because I looked like my father and I was gonna turn out just like him. I come home with girls, bring me to my girl. Every girl I brought home was a putana. That means a whore in Italian. Everybody I dated was a whore. Wow. That's my grandmother. You can't even say hello first. This is how she was. She was a miserable old lady. She's mad at me because I used to hide my grandfather's liquor. Ever since I did that, she's never forgave me. She was on a vendetta to get me as much trouble she could. Did I fuck her no good? I did. She got me so pissed off. My own grandmother, who I knew didn't like. Now my other grandparents, the ones that died, my dad, they were my whole world. They were the only thing I had that was good in my life. That started to get me into the right places. If my grandparents didn't die, I would have went to college. They would have never taken any less. I was their favorite. I was the firstborn grandson, and my grandmother loved me to death. But my mother's mother was a different story. So I got even with her one day. I had enough of her bullshit. So I asked her to co-sign for a car for me. She said, okay. No, first she said no. I said, you know what? Why can't you co-sign for a car for me? Let me get this car. I need a car. So she finally agrees to go down. She goes to co-sign it. Well, I'm on drugs. I borrow the car to another druggie. He brings back the car, comes back, gives me the keys, thanks for letting me use it, and leaves. I go out the car the next day. I got 4 flat tires. The front end's all smashed. Call him. I don't know. I parked it. There was nothing wrong with it. So you're saying someone hit me in front of the house? That's what he's saying. Okay. I don't believe you, but okay. I'm the type of guy. I was upside down with the payments. The insurance wasn't going to cover the insurance would have barely covered the car to pay it off, and I wouldn't have been able to get another car on the deal. I would have to come up with more money, which I couldn't have at the time. I was taking care of kids, and the rest of the money was going on crack. That's what I was doing. I was a piece of shit. I don't deny that. But I never did it in front of my kids or encouraged my kids to do any drugs, ever. And so when they called for the payment, I said, fucking come get the car. I gave them the car back. They come pick up the car was all wrecked. I'm paying for the car. You're going to give me another car, I'll pay for it. They wouldn't do it. Okay. So I fucked her because they put a lien on their building. And when they sold the building, that came off the top and she had to pay that debt off. And I said, karma's a motherfucker, ain't it? That's what I said to her. That's the truth. That's what I said to her. 30 years ago, drugs, I looked her right in the face and said, karma's a bitch, ain't it? Yo, bitch. That's what I used to call her. She used to come at me and beat me with brooms and chase me with brooms. And she hated my guts. Called me every name in the book. I was her firstborn grandson. She hated me. Because I looked like my father. And I was a piece of garbage like him. Okay? Well, whatever. I'm going to be way better than my father. At least I'm going to be here for my kids. I'm going to support my kids. Okay? My oldest daughter and I, we didn't see eye to eye all the time. But she's the best mother in the world. And all my grandkids are aces. My son-in-law, I couldn't ask for a better son-in-law. I don't talk about them because I just never really talk about them. And that's why I don't say much. I don't give any information on them. But I can just tell you that we've had our differences. And right now, I guess we're in one of those differences. I don't know what she's mad about. I can't figure it out. And I did nothing wrong. You know, when she called me last time, I talked to her for 4 hours. And all of a sudden, I didn't hear from her. I kept trying to call her. I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't know. And I'm fine with it. If she never talks to me again, I'm okay with it. Because I know I made effort. I did a lot of things bad. I did a lot of things wrong. But I did the best for her. What was for her. And she always told me that. I took all your good traits, Dad. You're a good guy. I took all your good traits. Not your bad ones. And she did. She's a smart kid. My 2 oldest sons. I've had many back and forth disagreements with them. They gave me a lot of hard time growing up as kids. They were always defiant and, wild. And my son, pretty tough guy. He real tough kid. He lived with his mother, and she had a lot of wretched boyfriends that were drunks, and they would beat him all the time. And nobody would tell me. So finally, I found out they were doing it. I went over there and I got in a confrontation with this guy, and for my son. But my son said, "Don't worry, I can handle it." Well, when my son grew up to be a man, and he went back to his mother's house, he beat the shit out of that stepdad that used to whip the shit out of him, beat the brakes off of him. I mean, he was hanging over the fucking ledge. That's how bad he beat him, and he got pretty strong. Now, all my kids jailbirds, not true. Believe it or not, Dominic he's got a misdemeanor record for some bullshit that he wound up getting thrown out. He didn't do it. They tried to hook him up with it, but it wasn't him. So Dominic has got a great job. Dominic's going places. He's the brother-in-law to Miles Teller. My son wants to go into acting. He's got a good LI to go into acting. He always did plays and stuff at school, and he did a lot of stuff at school. Was Dominic messed up at one time in his life? He sure was. But I never left his side and never gave up on him. Never would throw any of my kids to the curb. I will help them through anything. Right or wrong, I will help them. Now, to answer to Spiel Buckman, he's a piece of shit. He likes to buy stolen goods. What motherfucker wouldn't want a fucking truck to fall off, a bunch of stuff fall off, where you get a good discount? Everybody would want that. I don't care where it comes from. Hey, I'm not the one stealing it. Why should you care where it comes from? If I'm getting an 80% discount on what it costs in the store, I'm taking it. And most of you will too, with the prices that are going on today. Except for the rich guys. There's a lot of rich people here. And I'm grateful that you guys are rich. I'm happy for you. I really am. You probably worked hard there. Some of you got handed down from you. That's not working hard. Now, I haven't been off work for 10 years. I miss work. I couldn't do my job no more. I just couldn't. And that's the whole bottom line. And that's all I got to say. I don't got to explain nothing to nobody. I make enough to survive. The little extra I make from YouTube is my play money. And all I can say is if I've offended anybody, I'm going to say it for the last time. If there's anybody in the chat room now or anybody that's watching without being in the chat, if I ever fucking offended you in my life, I'm sorry. I really am. I really am. But know that a lot of it was in character and doing bits that, I failed at every bit I did. I can't fake be angry. I can't. I got to come natural. It's got to really be natural for me. And yes. I know I'm a failure. I know. I understand. But I don't care. I'm tired, and I'm past my nap time, and I want to answer some questions. So it's Piper rate. Is that how you pronounce it? Pipe rate, right? Pipe rate. He's a good guy. I don't know him that well, but if he's not trolling me, he's been sticking up for me a lot, and I appreciate that. He's a good man, and. Maybe I'll make you a mod tomorrow. Would you like to be a mod? Maybe I'll make you a mod tomorrow. Show your appreciation. Kai was, yeah, okay, we already read that one. Okay, I got some super tips too. I'll read them, I promise. Or super chats. I don't have the super tip like I'm doing on my phone. And I'm going to die on phone anyhow. I got about 15 minutes left life on the battery. So let's get through this. Shrunk Monkey, Joey, you would be back in the Adderall bottle again. I have a prescription. I never denied it. I got a prescription of Adderall. You got to understand one thing. And I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. When you've been a drug addict as long as I was a drug addict for, most drug addicts, when they get clean, they substitute it with something else. Whether it's prescription medication or going to the clinic, they got to, especially if you've been long term. The Adderall I only take when I need it. I'm supposed to take once a day. I don't always take it. I do have short attention span, and I can't focus. I've always been like that. I was like the opposite as a little kid. So I take Adderall. My doctor said, I said, should I go up to 30s? He goes, oh, you're doing all right on 20? They're fine. He goes, how many you got left for this? I go, about a half. I only did about every other day. So I don't have to order none. I go, I'm good for another month. I got that bottle and another bottle. And I take it when I need it. That's it. I have to take my blood pressure medicine. I have to take my heart medicine. And hopefully, as I lose the fat, my heart will start getting a little bit corrected. That's all I'm saying, But I'm tired, guys. Yeah, we got tired. So, again, I'm tired of where I can't interact with my chat. There's no reason for it. After 3 years, you either like me or you don't. I mean, I went up against every troll there is, and I stood my ground. But if you got to make it about trolling, then I don't want to be part of it. You want to make it a good show, and you type in what you want to put in there, and it'll come out. Anyhow, I'm way past my nap, man. I usually take a couple hour nap in the morning, at least a 90-minute nap. I take. I'm tired. I only slept about 4 hours last day. I got to get up. I got this grind. I got this 8-month plan about the campaign. And I look at. I take pride in what I do. This is called the Catalano Bible. This is what I must follow in the campaign. These are things that I put on myself. I got to follow it to the letter of the book. So I made a fancy cover. And I told them what I want. I want to cover with me, my face, smiling. Catalano Bible, call it. I said, integrity, of course, honesty and integrity can still win the White House by fixing the root of the problem. See, I remember that line. Now I know. I have memory. Did I fry my brain a lot? Yes. Is it starting to heal? Yes. So, yes, I don't have no desire to not be clean. I don't. I have no desire. Did I say that wrong? I have no desire to not want to be clean. Okay, no, I said that wrong. I have all the desire to be clean. And this November will be 4 years, right? 21, 7th November for 4 years. And let me tell you something. You think Joey, you've been back in Adderall again? Yeah, I took one yesterday. You got to understand when you're in the attic. See, there's nothing, no clinic you can go to for methamphetamine or cocaine. There's not. They only have opiates for opiates. So there's nothing they can give you to wing off it. You got to go cold turkey. And when you're in the attic, as long as I was, the legal thing is the Adderall. I don't snort it. I take it by mouth. I used to snort them, but I don't do that no more. I don't do it to get high. I do it to just make me better and even keel guy. So, yeah, I'm off the hard street drugs, but I'm taking Adderall. So, yeah, okay, I guess whatever. You want to say it's close to meth? Go ahead. It's not. It's got the same concept, but it's not. Okay, but it does work, and it does hype me up. I don't never gouge them. You can count my bottles anytime. You'll count the pills. They'll be. You should already be out. No, because I don't abuse them. I don't. I never was a pill guy. I never got into it. I hate taking pills, but the blood pressure is not a narcotic, and neither is the heart medicine. So I have to take that daily. I used to love bread and butter. Keep doing that because she knows that, but she keeps bringing it to me. No way, I can't do it, and that's what upsets me. I get very upset easy, and I don't want to be upset no more. I don't. I want to be a good guy that got friends and we get have good fun. I want to be able to. This campaign means the world to me, guys. Believe it or not, and it's real. And I need volunteers in every state. If you could volunteer to be a petition driver, please email me at Catalano2028 at campaign. Catalano2028 campaign at gmail.com. I want this not because I want to win. I want this so I can prove a point. Joey, what does this keep coming up? Okay, all right, let's see. So anyhow, I think I've said enough. Rick from New York. You have good days and bad days. We all do. That's right, Rick. None of them on it. Rick, I'm not paying you right now, right, for anything. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But do you consider me a pretty good friend? Good guy? Be honest. You won't sell. I don't believe I have any friends. Now, I'm not saying we know each other, we're best friends, but I think you got mutual respect for me, and you could go to dinner with me, and you know that I'm not everything they say. I used to get worried about me when people talk about me on the show. You call me, what were you pissed off? And Rick was always there for me, and I always got for Rick. But Rick, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, if you're uncomfortable. But I'm pretty sure if Rick does answer it, it'll be because I'm not the guy people portray me to be. I'm not. I'm just not. 30 years ago, I wasn't a guy you wanted to be around. 20, 35, about 35, 40 years ago, you did. Especially when I was, doing things I should be doing. Excuse me. I can't talk like I used to. I'm coming out of breath. But Rick, thank you. Somebody's down and answer some questions. Trunk monkey, skull. Yeah, skull. I better believe it. The high road. Yeah, the high road. Yeah, okay, I get it. Joey, you've been back in the Adderall? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I take Adderall, yeah. I do. The roids. Yeah, steroids, bro. Ugh. Tired, guys. I'm going to sleep. I got to go to bed. I'm sorry. I had enough. Let me read something. I really had 4 hours sleep, and I got to get at least 8 hours a day, man. I am dead tired. I worked so hard on this campaign last night. I overdid it, man. I got a lot of things I got to get done, man. We built an 8-month draft of what I must do and what I must follow daily, every day. I got to do this, religiously do it. I got to carry this book around, and I got to follow everything in this book daily and put out the videos I got to put out. I got to send out 10, 12 emails a day to different newscasters every day to try to get one of them to give me some exposure. If I don't have national exposure by February or March of next year, and at least 50,000 in my campaign account, I'm dead in the water. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to do it. because people once you connect with people, people give a lot of money to campaigns. I was shocked what some of these people got. They'll give money, and I'm not asking for nothing. I'm asking. I'm a grassroots. If you feel it, don't give it to me. Put it in a campaign, because I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna call up and put it on a purchase order and get what I need. I saw a problem about the printing. That was a big obstacle. I was getting only 1,500 prints a month and paying $60 a month, and I got to pay like $1 for every 10 pages. It would have killed me. So I added the ad for just Florida at doing 180,000 signatures, and you get 1,500 a month. So you do that by the time of the election, we're not even close. We're not even close. So I would have never made it there. I would never. So I had to find a way that I start doing all the printing because I can't afford to print. I don't have. If I had millions of dollars to campaign, I would do it all that way. Because you're allowed to pay for anything with campaign. That would all be done. The brochures, people would have hats. I'd give away hats. I'd give away, but I don't have that right now. But they say that a good grassroots campaign can make a couple of $1 million in campaign funds. Can. Now, if I lose the campaign, they don't just say, come, here's your bank book, give me a bank book with $2 million. It doesn't go back to me. It does not go to me. They either get refunded back to the people, or somebody keeps them. Maybe YouTube keeps them. I don't know. Or I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know I was going to fall asleep, but let me read some of the chats. I've talked enough, and I just want to know that I just want peace with you guys, man. I really am not a bad person. There's guys in this chat that really know me, and they'll tell you I'm really not a bad person. Sorry that I get pissed off easy. Just try not to piss me off. You know, I'll do ideas if you come up with good show ideas. Lou and I are onto something, but I'm going to do a new show. It's going to be called Uncle Bob, the Uncle Bob Show. I come up with Uncle Bob Show, and Uncle Bob's going to be on the screen with me every time we're live. And you guys can ask Uncle Bob all the unlimited questions you want. Of course, you got to take care of him, But I think it'll be a good show, the Uncle Bob Show, with the real Uncle Bob. We're going to do it. He was laughing. He goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm letting you talk me into this." I go, "It's done. It's done." And it's just great. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Kai was chatter like what? We already read that. Did we read that one already? We read. Done. See what else we're missing. Derek Dabbles, you watching England? Am I watching England? What do you mean? What? Okay, I got screen names or screen stuff up there. Okay, I'll take care of it. I'll check that off if you've got. But guys, let me just read some of the stuff in. Lou Skunt 880. Step one of campaigns, give a speech at the city council meeting, accompanied by someone who trolls city council meeting. I mean, I don't know why you get so ratchet for. You think it's easy to go up there and do those things? Will you do them? At least I'm trying. I'm trying to do right by everybody in this country. I generally care, and I want to do good, and I want to make change. Because the system is broken, and they built it to protect themselves, and they're greedy, and they steal, and they're no good. Most of them. They're crooks. My days of being a criminal are over. I really mean that. I don't have that in me no more. I don't have it in me to do a con anymore. I don't. But I was all of the above. But you know what people want? They want a redemption arc story. They don't care about my past as long as I'm telling them. See, and that was the best weapon I got to de-weaponize. When I make it to get national news, once I get on the floor ballot, I'm going to get national exposure, and I'm going to be able to be on the board with these guys, J.D. Vance and maybe Kennedy Jr. and a couple other people. Okay, and I'm going to roll with the best, and I just want to do a good show and then and be successful at it. I've got every failure that I did made me the man who I am. I kept getting back up. It made me a better person. I don't never forget where I come from. Am I homeless poor? No. Do I have a little bit of money in the bank? Yes. But I just got found out that we just got taken from the bank. I'm going to bed, guys. I'm sorry. I'm dropping shit. I don't even know if I can make it read. I got to at least read the super chats. So let me do that. average sleeps 3 hours a day, and I don't. That's close to that job, but I'm gonna try. If I win, I'm gonna do 150% every day, and I'm not gonna promise nothing. Empty promises is just to tell you. I'm gonna people. I'm gonna interview people. I'm gonna listen. I'm learn, and I'm gonna see what the American people want, and then I'm gonna go in there and I'll fight Congress every day until we get stuff done. I'll never give up. I think I'll do okay. I really do. It ain't that hard to run this country like you think it is. It's not. Not if you're surrounded by the right people that are going to be working with you. That you're about lawyers, all the lawyers you can, and then you're fine. I got to get super chats. I'm trying to get the super chats. You know, I've done a lot of crazy streams. Some of the best ones I've done, ones with no volume. That's pretty funny, huh? $7, and I don't see where. Don't. Stickers. To me privately, or give me a PO box, and then maybe I might give out a couple stickers. But I want to raise money for this campaign because I want to set up a real headquarters, and I want to. Who's that? Huh? Who's knocking? Where's my wife at? Babe, someone's knocking. I fell asleep on stream like 4 times already. I'm so tired. Bye, favorite cousin and Brandon. Don't worry about nothing, kid. It's all gonna come out good.
Love you guys.
Okay? Everything's good. You're a good kid. You're one of the good ones.
Yes.
You're one of the smart ones.
I try, Uncle Joe.
I know you do, kid. Thanks for coming by and visiting. Good kid. He's getting an engineer background. He's a good kid. Smart, never been in trouble. Good kid. Real good kid for the kind of way he had to raise his life. Tough kid. Married that nice lady. You guys saw the wedding. Mrs. C did the wedding. So that's it. Yeah, my wife don't like to see. Membership. If you change it, okay. I don't know. Oh, we got him. $1.99. Thank you. We all believe you didn't know about Katrina's scam.
Mine.
Was it? What?
It's Christina, bitch. Get it right.
We talk about Christina? No, listen to me. To all be fairness, when I did find out, I was dead against it. Not because I didn't want to do it. Because I already saw some mistakes that were going to be bad. But she's her own woman, and I don't tell her what to do. I'm not her father. I pleaded with her. Please just drop it. Just throw it away. Don't do it no more. She said, I got this. I got to fit. Okay. All right. Did I spend the money with her? You damn right I did. So it makes me just as guilty. Was I brought up with the charge of the scam? No, I was not. The only way I got charged, they weren't even going to charge me until I got aggressive with those two dickheads that were just dickheads. And that's just me. I have a bad temper. You know, they handcuffed me and they want to sit in front of all my neighbors and talk. Listen, the one guy had to sit on a porch with me, and she was out by the street with the car. I was sitting next to him. Why did you take you fat motherfucker? He was so fat. And he was a naval, well respected, because most of the guys that are in that department are from the Navy, or the military or the Marines. They give, like, Marines and the Navy guys that were, like, got big awards being that did something really good for the country, and they get those easy jobs. He's the one that didn't even have his handcuffs. What kind of a cop are you? I don't get it. I mean, you're still an officer. He wasn't a street cop, but he was a federal agent. I mean, he didn't even have his handcuffs. That's pretty bad, you know. And yes, we didn't have to do that interview. They came the day before. I lied to them, told a lie. But then I talked to Christina that night, and I said, I think maybe you should call them and just let's hear what they got to say. If I think they're doing anything that they're lying, what he said he's going to do, I pull you. We leave. Well, that's when they got aggressive with me and told me to shut up. And I'm like, no, that's not the deal. This is not official. I told you, if I see you try to backdoor, that's it. We're pulling out. We're getting a lawyer. And he kept trying to tell his party, shut him up, shut him up. And I wouldn't shut up. You heard how they were talking to me. And then we went to the porch, and he sat next to me, and he started talking. He started fucking baiting me. He goes, yeah, you're a scumbag. You know that? This is what he's right next to me. So no, we're just talking. He goes, you're a scumbag, dude. I go, I am? Okay. Why is that? I've been following you around for 3 fucking years. I've seen some of the places you live in. I go, so you see some of the good houses I lived in, huh? He goes, I followed you at night time to all your drug spots. I go, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I saw the, you know, I guess I'll see it all Discovery. It's all gonna be Discovery, right? He goes, oh, you bet. Sure enough, I get Discovery from my attorney, and I saw more fucking these fuckers weren't lying. They followed me, a nobody, and her for $18,000 for years. Imagine that. They want, because the bottom line is, they got caught with their hands in a cookie jar. FEMA did. One of the major supervisors, FEMA people scamming and doing fucking scams. They were doing false claims. Got caught. The government didn't want that scandal out, so they immediately launched an investigation on everybody in Florida that filed for that thing. That's what they did to bury their butt in the rudder. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Their own people were stealing and doing false claims. And they didn't want that to come out like that. So they fucking fist fucked all the low income people and all the fucking middle class people. And they put mostly all of us in prison. People that shouldn't even. $18,000. They gave a person that stole $3 million less time than they gave Christina. That's how much of a hard on. Well, I wasn't a nice guy with the federal prosecutor either. I fucking was not. He hated me. For me to walk out of there with probation like I did, he was pissed. But the judge says he didn't do nothing. And I really didn't. I was shocked they brought me into it. So I threatened them. Big fucking deal. The threat. You tried a false statement. Oh, I'm gonna be a nice guy to you. You were not being nice. They're liars. I don't believe no cops or no investigators. They all lie. They all making reports, they lie. They're legally can lie. They go on a stand and they lie. That's just how they are. That's a fact. That's how life generally works. Believe it or not, that's how they are. My father was one of the biggest piece of shit cops in Chicago. A crooked piece of shit, lied, and did bad things. They all cover up the shit. They'll shoot somebody in the back, plant a gun on them faster than anything, just to cover up what they made, but the mistake they made. Sorry. And I don't care what you say, there ain't a lot of good ones. And most of them today become cops because they were bullied. And that's a fact. They bullied, so they want to flex their muscles. That's a fact. All the cops I knew, the ones I knew that were idiot, dorky motherfuckers, they all went there because they were bullied. They became a cop, thought they were going to do something. Yeah, they did something. They did nothing. So that's just you know, it all good and said, but so we all believe you didn't. Okay, whatever. Well, like I said, when I found out, I was happy, and then I couldn't. There was no talking to her. No talking to her. So I'm not going to argue with my wife. So okay, do what you got to do, but I think it's going to come back bad. I was right. And you know what? She paid dearly. And I feel bad for her because she didn't just go to prison for the crime. She admitted her guilt. She went through the program, a wonderful program, RDAP, which is the best program in the country. She had a great job in the prison. She actually got to go outside the prison. She drove a car. They gave her a car. She drove it. She worked directly. She worked directly for the warden. That's what her assignment was. She cleaned the warden's office and did errands for the warden. That's what she did. That's what she did. And they gave her a car. She drove to the town and everything to like drop stuff off. She did. And I'm like, you didn't even have a fucking driver's license in there. She goes, no, the people didn't bother me. The cops gave it to her. The feds let her do it. So fuck it. But she learned. But then when her daughter passed, she got a life sentence. So she lost a lot. And she paid the price. And she's still paying back $18,000. It's going to take her until she's 80 years old. Because we only got to pay $100 a month. She first time in her life, from her previous arrest and her prison time, when she did prison time before, she never could complete probation. She flying colors when she completed everything with the program with the feds. They gave her an award. They said she was one of the best probationers that they ever had. She went out, she got educated, she kept a job, she worked a regular job, she got her license, got all her everything in order. Proud of her. But she's still, you know, there's still days I can't even talk to her because she's locked in the room because she's crying all day. I don't know what to do. I give her my shoulder, I go to hug her. She says, if I need you, I'll call you. I get it. She lost a piece of her soul. But I can't say I could feel her 100% because the baby didn't come out of me, it came out of her. So you guys, the guys that came after her like that and went after my daughter, shame on you. You guys are ratchet. So don't say the people that I fucking went after didn't deserve it, because you got to look at what they done to me. I don't just go after anybody just because they're making fun of me. That's not fucking true at all. I go after them when they actually fucking try to fuck with me, my family, and do some ratchet shit to me. Then I'm an evil prick. And you know what? I'll say it again today. Anybody that comes at me the wrong way, I will do whatever it takes to fucking expose you. I'm upfront and honest about that. And I don't care if I got your approval or not, but I will do that. If I feel you're hurting my family, hurting anything that's going to hurt me, I will do everything at my disposal to fucking make sure that I find out everything about you and I make sure everybody knows about it. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm telling you. I've never snitched at anybody, but when they fuck with me that deep, I will do it. I'm being honest. I can be as honest as I can with you guys. I will do that. I haven't done it yet, but I will if I need to. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to tell you straight up now. So another $2 from a loose school skunt or 880. See now, Grandpa, repeat same old. I'm repeating. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. Your choice is to just pick up and go. You don't have to give me your money. Just go. If you don't like it. You're here because you like it. So just enjoy it. Derek Dabbler, you and Rocco are great. How your sister married? He loves him. He's a good guy. He really is. He's a very kind, very soft-spoken guy. He's an outdoorsman. Just went back to everything he does. He's just like a turtle. But he does, he doesn't show my sister affection. I don't think they're doing anything either. I don't think they're doing that, what they're supposed to be doing since day one. And she still married him. He's got a lot of medical stuff coming up with him. He's not a healthy man, and so I don't know. She may be a widow soon. Who knows? I don't know. I don't like it, but it's her business. I don't care. I don't care for the guy. I really don't. I just don't. I got no use for him. He doesn't do nothing for me. But that's all. From New York, now watch your mouth, Lou. Lou's funny. Me and Joey are good friends. We do things together. My buddy. I go my car, he goes with me, we go to the restaurant, we go everywhere. I took him to the casino time. He goes, he got my money in there. I don't think so, you're Chester. But I used to get a lot of free play. He goes, nah, I lost the free play. He sees me going in my pockets. You're going to put your money in? I go, yeah, let me just try. He goes, no, let's go. Don't waste your money. He don't like my money, but like a gambler and a degenerate drug addict. I've accomplished a lot of things. I've worked a lot of things. People that sit here and say that I'm fake and I'm a piece of shit. You guys have blue. A lot of people that are telling me it's because you're trying to cover what you do wrong. Make yourself feel better. So what you're doing wrong to yourself, or the drugs you use, you're trying to justify yourself as a good person, put shitty on me. That's a fact too, because I've already proven that. Okay. Voltari, 523. Ever give Mrs. Is that supposed to be in a sexual way? Is that how I'm supposed to take it? Because I know that's what your dirty mind is. This is what it is, right? In a sexual way, you're telling me? Mrs. C and I make up. And it's like the first time we met. I'm very good at it, and so is she. That's all you need to know. I don't never get in that bedroom with my wife unless I'm 100% I'm going to perform better than I did the night before. That's just me. I'm proud to say I know how to make love. I know how to do foreplay. I know how to kiss. And when you're with somebody that you love and they know how to do the same thing back to you, of course we make beautiful music. Of course we do. We make beautiful music. I'll never say I fuck my wife because that's disrespectful. I love my wife. I make love to my wife. Okay? Timothy Smallwood. You let JBX in your bed? Was he alone? Yeah, he was alone. He was real sick. And he was in a machine. And I was going to drive him home, but I said, just stay here for the night, man. And we gave up our bedroom. We went to the living room, made a pallet on the floor, and let him have our bedroom. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Kind of people we did. Get the shirt off my back to that guy. And he come and he fucking listens to Quadfather. to try to get back on top of the game. All you do is come to me, help me build this channel. I'd helped him like I did the first time. And he calls it back. It backfired. Then the pussy runs to the police and puts a police thing on me. Because he knows if I find out, I would beat his ass. He knew I was going to beat his ass. He knew. I don't got to videotape that shit. Because that's not for the taping. He brought everything with a tape to get content. And started all that shit. It was all, they busted him. That's the only time I say I had every single person in my corner. Because he lied. They broke through his lies. And Quad's the one that put him up to it. That's the truth. Because Quad always tried to win up on me. But I don't argue with him no more. Freddie Jones Jr. Can you get Michael Ray Bowers to do MLC? He's scared. Does Kate Wan? My buddy Bowers wrote me a DM once, said he likes me a lot. He's a fan of mine. I mean, I could ask him, but that's only if KB wants it. I'll help you do that. I would do that. I'll ask. I can try to make it work. But I'm not no marriage counselor, you know. Bo Bear did, one of the greatest people I love. Have you watched Rochi's show yet? Yes, I did yesterday. I did. I think he did a great job. Look at Rochi. He covered me very well, very thorough. There's no doubt about that. I think his aspect with him and Eco, if Eco doesn't have that time, because Eco was just coming into his own, if he doesn't have Rochi to do what he does really good, he wouldn't have took off the way he did. But now Eco, I watched Eco a little bit of his stream the other day. I enjoyed it. I was there. I said, I wish everybody happy Father's Day. Everybody happy Father's Day. And I would enjoy the show. And I don't. I think that let's put it. I don't think we all know the truth about why they really broke up. I think there's some things not said, which is probably none of nobody's business. But I do think Rochi's on to something, and I think he did a great job. I mean, yeah, he did a good show. I think he did a great. He had the people. I don't know if he's making any money. I don't know if he's making. He's not monetized yet, is he? He got super tips, I believe. But I think Rochi's good at editing. He's good at finding the material. He's good at a lot of stuff. But he's also good as a liar. He's a good liar too. He is a good liar, and he likes to start shit. So, but I do think his show is going to be something big. I think Pineapple's. He's thorough. They put the time in. But as far as me and Lou having a show that's going to be structured, it's not for us, man. That's not what me and Lou are about, man. That's not what we're. You can't change what the style that's been set for you in the Dabbleverse. It's hard to get out. Either we break out of the Dabbleverse completely, or we just got to go with what the characters they made us. That's it. That's it. That's all you can do. But yeah, I give Brochi props. I do. I give him a lot of props. Yeah, good job, Brochi. If you're listening, Rick, New York. Watch your mouth. We already read that one. I already read that one. We already read that one. We already read that one. Have you watched? We already read that one. From Bo. This is from Freddie Jones Jr. Thoughts on Shuli's attorney misspelling own name? Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I spelt my own name a couple of times. It's called dementia, light dementia. Let me tell you something, guys. I know a lot of people hate Shuli, but Shuli's a righteous guy. He really is, and he's a good businessman, and he did a hell of a job over there. And he still could talk about John for the next 5 years, and he's going to get the fans that are going to keep paying him. That's the amazing thing. I think the whole lawsuit thing is that on John's part is he doesn't care if he wins. I think it's about them having to spend the money and beg for money and all that stuff. Shuli is aces. I got no bad at him or Mike Moore or Xander up there, but Joe, they all treated me good. They really have. They really Carl's kept his distance for the most part, but then when he got to know me, he's cool with me. He's came on my show. He's done my show, and he's every time he's invited me to one of his traveling shows, like whenever I'm in near where you want to come, just call me. You don't got to pay for tickets. Carl, come on. That's all. Listen, the same with Chad Zuma. He was looking for me to go to the show. I didn't say, "Oh, Chad's here, I'm going to go to the show." Lou said, "Chad put on a show. He's looking wants you to go to the show." Okay, I'll call him. Is that true? Yeah, you guys going to come? I think they thought I was bringing my daughter. Now, the last and final thing, I do feel guilty and bad that I didn't learn fluid sign language for my daughter. But my daughter's okay with it because we communicate fine. We just sit there and text each other, sit next to each other. And I sign what I can, but it's easier to text her because she's too fast anyhow. She's so good at sign language, you can't even if I was fluid, I couldn't understand her. So she's okay with it, but I am letting her teach me. Now, everybody said, we ain't seen Christina since a lot of people had sent me messages. Where's Christina? Nobody's seen or heard her since Heather's been back. What kind of accusation is that? Christina's right here. You just heard her. Where's my daughter? My daughter's not here no more. My daughter decided to spend some time with her grandmother, who's getting up there in age, who lives in another state, and I bought her a plane ticket. She stayed with us 5 days. I cried when she boarded the plane. Christina took her all the way to the plane because she's had to help her all the way through. I couldn't do it because Christina stepped in and did it. I cried my eyes out. There's a video up of when I picked her up in prison that he put up. She put the video up. It's her video, and me and her both crying. I've always loved my kids, and I've always tried to be the best for them. I could have been better, and I know that, but I do feel bad for not learning fluid sign language. I do, but she's okay with it, and I tell her that. She said, "Dad, it's never too late, and I'll teach you again. We're fine." She goes, "You're my best friend. I love you." You gotta understand. Parents would stick by their child after what they did to them. I didn't do that. I never threw my daughter away, ever one time. I stuck by her side through everything. All her court appearances, we begged and got her probation, great probation. We love her. I'm not one of those parents going to throw her because she did a wrongdoing. We all lived. It was a bad incident that probably shouldn't have happened. Thank God there was no drugs involved. They didn't find no drugs. They didn't test for drugs. Nothing. Nothing ever came up for drugs. Now, was people ask, was she high? I can't say yes or no if she was. I remember that there was a drought that week, and it was hardly anything, you could get anything, and that could have been too. I don't know the reason. I don't listen. The matter is we forgave her and we love her. I love her with all my heart. Christina forgave her, love her. We just had to put some strict rules on her when she came here. That you got to stay positive, do all the stuff, the plans we got, and no outburst. Because none of us are going to forget what happened. That's a fact. But we forgave her and we love her and we trust her. We do. But we talked and she's dead. Maybe I'll go stay with my mom and visit with my mom and grandma for maybe a little while. I said, "Dad, what you want?" She says, "Yeah, I miss my mom too. I want to go," because her mother lives with her mother. And Heather, we talked to her 10 times a day. She's got her own. I talked to her video, we do a lot of texting. And she sent me the most beautiful card, and so I spent the first 5 days with her, and she's been gone about 2.5 weeks now. I think 3 weeks. And we talk every day. I'm going to go see her next month. It's only an 8-hour drive where she's at. And I promised her I'd come up and see her at least once every other month. And it's an 8-hour drive. I'll still go up there for a couple of days, get a hotel room, and just visit with her, hang out with her. She's welcome here anytime. She's probably going to come down for the holidays and spend, maybe Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas or to New Year's. We have no problem with that. And maybe someday she'll be back in Florida. I don't know. Maybe she'll like it where she's at, and she'll get it. If she continues the path she's on right now, she's doing wonderful. Heather will be okay, and I'll always be there for her. She knows that. She knows Dad will always be there for her. I'll never turn my back on her, no matter what, because I love her. She's my baby girl, and that's all I can say about it. And I'm happy for her that she's out. And I did cry very. And I didn't want none. She was on probation, and her started beating her up, and she ain't gonna. I taught her, don't let no man beat on you. I taught her how to fight. And she's 50 stronger than me, most men. She's a brute, man. She's strong as an ox, and she can fight. And she beat the shit out of him, and he called the cops on her. And that's the end of that. She did call him when she got out of prison. I told her not to, but she goes, "I gotta know. I gotta call." So she got a hold of him, and she says, "I want closure. I want to know why." He goes, "I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry. I felt guilty all the time. I wanted to write you." I go, Heather, that's bullshit. Because if he really cared about it, he would have been sending you money every week so you could have comments there. He didn't even reach out to her. So he's a piece of shit. I told her, my advice to you, you're a grown woman. He's a bad dude. Don't go back. She doesn't have closure with him. She got closure. And he lied. He's a cop calling bitch. Even though she put herself in that position because she reacted to him. But again, what woman was going to stand and let a man beat on her? And he didn't like it up and got cried and called the cops. And that's the end of it. That's all I can say. She doesn't back. I think I needed to go to prison. I did everything to you guys, and I did this. I was messed up, and I soul searched, and I learned. It made me to be a stronger woman, and I was proud of her because you know what? Whenever you do, and you go out and you pay your dues, then you're not a bad person. Jones is okay. What's next? Hey, what? Thoughts on Shuli? I already read that one. Alpha Shotloads, Bobirian. I read. That's it, guys. I appreciate it. So I want to ask. I just hope we bury the hatchet. I'm not going to dox nobody, and I'm definitely not going to take the super tips to dox anybody. Okay, if I've done some shitty things, I've called people up and and say they say blackmail. I call just letting them know that what they it's for that purpose only, not to blackmail them. Okay, that's a harsh word. I'm not in that game no more to do all that crime shit. I just want him to stop lying on me. You want to make fun of me, go ahead, but don't fucking bullshit. Tell the people that, because the people catching on. A lot of people attacked him and said you're a piece of shit. He is. He knows he is. But that's it. That's all the airtime he gets. He'll always be ahead of him, and that's all that matters. He'll always be what he is, a chatter that buys his way for everything. Brought Chad Zumock a gift. Everybody sees he brings a gift to. And he's got a lot of opinionates about me. He says he got a big show coming up this week. Watch it. Joey C, I'm sure, is at the helm. Lou told him. Lou had a sick mother. He's out for that. It's only his day off. He's wanting to enjoy it. But he also told Cupcake, Joey C stuff, I'm not coming on when you do it. He's tired of it. And he won't stop because he can't do it without me. He doesn't know how to do a show without me. That's fine. That's fine. But to lie and call me all the names and I'm a fucking meth addict. You're right, I was a meth addict. You're right, 100%. You're right. At least I had the balls to stand up on my 2 feet and move forward and be better for myself. Every day I do. Every day I move forward every day and get better and better. So if you want to think that, think you're better than me, and go ahead, buddy, because he ain't got no shirt off my back. You think you're smarter than everybody? You're not. You are what you are. You hang with the worst people. You're a troll, ugly, fat, fucking slob, smelly bitch that is in love with me and can't get enough of me. And you're never going to stop because you have something to prove. I got nothing to prove. That's the difference between me and you. All right, guys. I know who it is, but I think you guys will be shocked if I get him on. So if I get him on, it's going to be great. I'll respond back. All right. Let's go through these real quick. Thank you for the money, guys, and you take care, all right? All right. We're good. Peace. God bless America. Make this country